Fix that.
AI women and men have been a fantasy in sci-fi for a very long time. But now
You haven't seen Blade Runner 2049 yet,
No,
right?
I have.
You have?
We watched
Oh.
it recently, like a month or two ago, and I loved it. It's one of the better
You
movies.
loved it?
Yeah, it's definitely one of the better movies I've seen in recent years.
True. Does it feel like true to like a true sequel?
Does it feel like it? I don't really think of it that way. I mean, no, I didn't think of it as a movie. I thought a sequel. I thought of it just as a standalone science fiction in the same universe. Does that make sense? It didn't.
Okay.
I didn't care so much about Descartes' story, or the whole thing with Rachel. Like, it didn't matter as much to me. I was invested enough in the main character. I think his name was Joe.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, I was invested enough in his story that I didn't care that it was like little focus on the original.
Yeah, it definitely felt like its own story, but still commenting on like similar themes of the first Blade Runner.
It's funny that it does comment on themes from the original one, but it also talks like about issues, sci-fi things that you could think about in a modern era. So like the most obvious one that she's hinting at is the idea of like male loneliness and AI. So in the film, he has a AI wife, like a hologram wife.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he doesn't have a girlfriend, and this woman's like the perfect woman for him. And it's designed to be the perfect woman for him.
Yeah, he's a cop out on the street. He doesn't have time to have a real relationship.
Well, there is that one scene where he basically comes across like the replicants who are like prostitutes, and he's not interested in them because they weren't made for him in a weird way.
Yeah, he still uses them, which is interesting.
Do you think that's a reflection of modern day narcissism? Well, because traditionally speaking, you think of a relationship as give and take. It's as much about trying to compromise and trying to do as much for your partner as you do for as you hope their partner would want to do for you. But I think modern day, like the whole thing with Joe and his AI girlfriend, is that she was specifically programmed, designed for him. It's just to give him the feeling of love and desire that he's wanted. He doesn't care too much about.
He took the eHarmony test, and that's what came up.
Okay. But what would you say to that? Like, do you think that modern dating has become more narcissistic? What can you do for me versus what can I maybe do for you?
I think about like modern dating. I think everyone's expectation, is higher. And they're looking out for what they can get out of it more than what they can give to it.
Yeah.
I think that's a big thing. Obviously, with the internet, there's like so many more choices for people.
That's a good point. Now, when I say that like dating has become more narcissistic, I'm not saying it's anyone's individual character flaw, because the society is built for it. Like what is Tinder? The thing about Tinder, it's like swipe left, swipe right. That's how trivial we treat people. Like,
swipe left,
you know,
swipe right. Yeah,
or
and then it's evolved since Tinder to a degree.
Yeah, but even then, like, I mean, if you thought about like your parents' generation or your grandparents' generation, how they met one another, they actually took courage to actually go up and talk to the woman, the partner. Like now it's literally just like swipe, 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 swipe. Okay, cool. And then you down? Yeah, I'm down.
Swipe, swipe.
There's
swipe,
a second part of that like sentence I'm just leaving out.
Yeah, that's definitely what Tinder's become.
Because it's what it was designed to be.
Well, yeah, it's like a hookup app now.
Exactly.
It's not like
You keep saying now. What was it originally intended to be?
a dating app.
Was it? No.
Yeah.
Tinder was not designed to be a dating app.
Yeah, it was.
It was designed to be a hookup app. It always was. It had that stigma from like I remember years ago. Tinder was just the hookup app.
Okay, I remember it being like a serious app that people like tried out, but
We should ask Catholics what they think about Tinder. Let's get a
Do
poll
they
up.
use
Let's...
Tinder? They probably have their own like no, equally yoked app.
What would it be? What would they call it?
What would they call it? They probably like
I don't know. Papal meetup? No,
protection for us.
I don't. I'm not a Catholic, so I can't really comment too much on Catholic.
That's true, yeah.
Yeah. My favorite thing about Catholicism, though, would be... Have you ever seen the movie Monty Python's Meaning of Life?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know what the scene I'm thinking about, right? Every sperm is sacred?
I think so. Yeah.
In the movie...
I just always think of that one scene at the end with the meaning of life.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's the funny thing about Meaning of Life is, like, Monty Python was always a sketch comedy show, but then they made 2 story-based movies that were kind of like sketches. But then, like, Meaning of Life just basically just said it's a full sketch movie.
Yeah, it's like if they made Family Guy into like a full-length movie.
In a way, yeah. But there's a scene like where like they're comparing Protestants with Catholics, and it makes fun of both equally, which is hilarious. The Catholic, the joke about the Catholics is they sing a musical number called "Every Sperm is Sacred," and like it's this mother and a father who are poor as hell, but they have like 500 kids, and they keep having more kids. And he says, I'm going to have to start selling you all to the factory because I can't afford to feed you anymore. And he said, like, then they sing that song, every sperm is sacred, every sperm is good.
Well, what's this kid with the Protestants?
The Protestants is that they're living across the street from the Catholics, and they see all those kids, and they say, and the woman says to the man, it's like, why do they have so many kids? Because they're Catholics. They can't use condoms. So every time they have sex, they have to have a baby. And the woman says, but we only have 2 kids, and we've only had sex 2 times. And they're like an old man and old woman. And he's just like, yes, but at any moment I could go down to the local store and buy a pack of condoms and have sex with you whenever I want. The joke being that the Protestants are all prudish and like really fucking like waspish. Yeah,
They're not very sexual.
So it lampoons both pretty well. I like.
I might need to rewatch that. There's I believe John Cleese is going to be in town not too long doing like some sort of speaking like thing.
You should probably go just because. How old is he?
He's got to be like in his at least mid 80s, if not, late 80s, right?
Yeah, and I feel like that would be your last chance to see him for sure. And that's actually something historic. You should probably see him because I mean, talk about influential comedians of all time.
Oh yeah, like the least dry of the British comedians.
Maybe Ricky Gervais is not exactly dry, but he's later generation, I suppose.
That's true. He's the Gen Z of British comedy.
All right. Okay. Just to recap, yes, I saw Blade Runner 2049. Have you seen the movie The Creator?
I haven't. I heard so.
It's not that good.
Not that good.
Yeah,
similar concept though. Or?
It sort of tells a similar story. Like when does humans begin and robots end? Sort of like. What's the difference between humans and robots? It's the kind of same exact story, but it's done way worse. The one thing I will say about The Creator is the effects and the visuals of the movie are amazing. It's really well made, but the story is so-so. So
I got
that's my 2 cents on The Creator.